Yo, what's up? About to get started.
Texas is in the middle of a religious civil war. I did not expect. This is an offense that you need to know about because it has some of the most unstoppable plays in Madden 26. And first, I'm going to show you exactly where to find these plays and how to run them. And then I'm going to take it into an online head-to-head game so you can see how I'm using them to score one-play touchdowns, attack every part of the field, and make my opponents rage quit. So if you like videos like this, be sure to subscribe. Veiled us to the public.
Meanwhile, I want to talk a little bit about how Make America Great Again has become a major improvement in making America safe again.
So I played that clip for you already. And just understanding how this is working, Shenna Bellows gives an honest admission in Maine. Listen to this.
I think the greater concern, what we saw with the recent ICE surge, was people, and I know many of you were involved in the mutual aid networks of support, we saw people afraid to go to work, afraid to go to school. Absenteeism in the greater Portland school districts was over 20%. We saw people afraid to go get groceries. And so my concern becomes, if you're afraid to go to work, you're going to be afraid to go to vote. And so then that's where our awesome absentee voting, protected by Maine Voices, Maine Votes, and constructed over years, we have 30 days of no excuse absentee voting. People can call their clerk and get their ballot. They can go online and request it and have it mailed to them. They can make arrangements to get their ballot in other ways, or they could go in person to the clerk's office early.
So why would someone who's avoiding ICE deportation be voting? Across Maine, coordinated effort to provide groceries and other support to non-citizens who are staying indoors to avoid deportation. So Shenna Bellows is letting you know, hey, we can't win without these illegals voting for us. So if you guys want me to continue to remain in power and steal these elections, so we need them to vote. If you don't want me around, they're going to get deported and we're going to have a real election and I'm not going to be in power anymore. That's my translation. So then you go to Fox News, throwing out all their numbers of what they believe, where they believe the needle is turning for Democrats versus Republicans. J.D. Vance isn't putting up with it.
Congressional vote preference. This was at the end of January, so just a few weeks ago. Of all voters, Democratic candidate preference at 52, GOP candidate at 46. We've got a long way to go, but obviously that number would not be good for the majority.
That would not be good. I will say, as much as we love Fox News, we always think Fox News has the worst polling. Me and the president agree on that. I'm sorry.
I can show you other ones that are very similar. But since they're ours, I show ours.
But here's the fundamental issue in the midterms, and I think
love it. Love that they're getting called out for what they're doing. I'm sick and tired of everybody thinking that Fox News is perfect and they're fully conservative and all they do is support. I think I told you guys before, and I'll share this again. We're going to have somebody on the cruise with us, by the way, for those who join us on the cruise, who's going to explain what happened to him and how he woke up by watching Fox News, realizing the psyop that they're pulling there. Oh, yeah. They're not who they say they are. They have to constantly give you all the negative, and then they throw in a little positive to make you more. That's my translation. So then you go to Fox News, throwing out all their numbers of what they believe, where they believe the needle is turning for Democrats versus Republicans. JD Vance isn't putting up with it.
Congressional vote preference. This was at the end of January, so just a few weeks ago. Of all voters, Democratic candidate preference at 52, GOP candidate at 46. We've got a long way to go, but obviously that number would not be good for the majority.
That would not be good. I will say, as much as we love Fox News, we always think Fox News has the worst polling. Me and the president agree on that. I'm sorry.
I can show you other ones that are very similar, but since they're ours, I show ours.
But here's the fundamental issue in the midterms, and I think
Love it. Love that they're getting called out for what they're doing. I'm sick and tired of everybody thinking that Fox News is perfect and they're fully conservative and all they do is support. I think I told you guys before, and I'll share this again. We're going to have somebody on the cruise with us, by the way, for those who join us on the cruise, who's going to explain what happened to him and how he woke up by watching Fox News, realizing the psyop that they're pulling there. Oh, yeah. They're not who they say they are. They have to constantly give you all the negative, and then they throw in a little positive to make you feel all good, and then they fill you up with negative constantly.
we're going to make this argument to the American people, and the American people are obviously they're going to be the ones who make this decision. Is look, if you go back to the Biden administration, the average American lost about $3,000 in take-home pay during the 4 years the Democrats were in charge. In the first year of the Trump administration, average Americans have gained about $1,200 now. There's kind of a good news, bad news dynamic there. If you're looking at it from the perspective of the last year, Americans have done better. If you're looking at it from the perspective of the Biden administration, we're still digging out of the hole the Democrats put us in. I think that the question we're going to put to the American people is, do you want to give the government back over to the people who frankly burned down the house and made most Americans much less wealthy and much less safe? Or do you want to double down on the president's leadership, which has helped us recover from some of the problems caused by Joe Biden?
Millie Moon Miss Rachel training pants are perfect for potty training. Made with Dream Fit design for ultimate comfort and diaper-like absorbency for 12 hours of production, featuring a fun Miss Rachel print.
I'm so excited.
Available at Target. Sometimes wellness just means getting wet. Get wet with Ollie.
Wait a minute, get it how you live it. 10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a bitch.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
With Whoop, start improving your fitness from day one with real-time insights and guidance built around your goals. See where Whoop can take you.
That's right. Get him, JD. So we're going to have some more on all of the folks that have been stealing money and making money off us based off of, based off the SNAP fraud charges. You know, the taxes that we pay goes to them. And also how these politicians have been making all types of money with their trading and more, and hopefully they'll get caught. Stick with us. Folks, I'm feeling so much better now that I've visited Chad and Katie Brewer, and they gave me their Fortified 365 NAD+, a coenzyme found in every cell of your body. I'm telling you, sharper, stronger, and more energized. It fuels my brain function. I can tell it boosts the energy, supports metabolism, helps my cells repair and regenerate. And I was just overwhelmed when I took this stuff. As we age, we face stress and illness, or addiction. NAD drops those levels, leaving us. You can actually get this in the description box below. Click on the link in the description box, Fortified 365.
45365. Send me a check.
Prosecutors this month leveling 2 counts against Jabbar, claiming he was defrauding the SNAP Food Share Benefits Program, which is taxpayer funded, out of some $1.6 million between 2022 and 2024. Prosecutors say he'd give people cash in exchange for the food benefits on their Quest EBT cards. The cash would be less than the amount of the cards, but he charged the state and federal government for the full amount. They say Jabbar used the money he made aid to pay off personal loans and credit cards, to fund his membership to a vacation club, and even spend it at retail stores like Target, Gucci, and Nordstrom.
Yeah. $1.6 million SNAP fraud charges. And finally, these guys are one by one. We find out from little news sources, right, how this is playing out. And then you've got the 10 congressional traders making $380 million combined in 2025. Gil Cisneros, Democrat,
Gil
California,
Cisneros.
527
Saw
trades,
Milwaukee made
$18
the
million.
news there.
Let's see. Let's go to some names we know. Daryl Issa. Finally, these guys are one by one.
Milwaukee, 27th
Find
and
out from
Atkinson.
little news sources, right? How this is playing out. And then you've got the 10 congressional traders making $380 million combined in 2025. Gil Cisneros, Democrat, California, 527 trades, $18 million. Let's see. Let's go to some names we know. Daryl Issa, Republican, California, 1 trade, $30 million. Oh, wow, 1 trade. Who else is on here? Dave McCormick, Republican, Pennsylvania, 200 trades, $29 million. Richard Blumenthal, Democrat, Connecticut, 406 trades, $80 million. Mike McCall, Republican, Texas, 1,029 trades, $75 million made. Nancy Pelosi's on there. 12 trades, $27 million. Well, look at this. Donald Trump's calling for a full investigation into Nancy Pelosi's insider trade stocks. Here we go.
Every luxury item
Stock
that Nancy
trades.
Pelosi owns. Number 1, a $25,000 freezer used to store premium grade ice cream. Number 2, a $30 million Napa Valley vineyard. Number 3, she has a $20 million luxury real estate portfolio comprising of 9 different properties.
So we know she's got a lot. And there's the list for you to see. And the hope is these investigations will play out and we'll see something happen. But most of the time they just tell us and it just makes you upset because these folks feel like they're the untouchables at times, right? But the information's coming out to let us know. And where has she been? Oh, well, if you're looking at your screen, she was hanging out with old Alex Soros. Yeah, you know, the Soros family, how they continue to hand down their satanic ritual behavior from one to another down the line. Soros was with Captain Kelly. You see him there. With Newsom, big hugs there. Chris Murphy and Pelosi at the Munich Security Conference. Oh, Hillary was there too, remember? They all flew across the Atlantic to meet up. Something's cooking. And there's an important point thanks to Svetlana Lakova. From a commentator to her post about Sullivan stirring up trouble for President Trump again. Sullivan there with Soros. Alex Soros meeting with him. See that whitehouse.gov. There's the meetings listed, and something is brewing on their side to keep an eye on.
Congressman Burchett, the children are safe from people like these guys. 1 first-degree kidnapping, assault, another rape in the 3rd degree of someone under the age of 17, endangering the welfare of a child, and the list goes on.
300,000 kids are missing from the border debacle that Joe Biden put upon this country. If it wasn't for Donald Trump right now and home, and they found 175,000 of them, they're trying to redirect the narrative here, Kyle, and it doesn't work. They've caught rapists, murderers, child molesters, and that's what the Democrats are protecting. That is exactly what they're protecting, and they have nowhere to hide, and they have no shame in all of this.
No
That is a
shame.
pathetic agenda. President Trump came in, he said, I'm going to close the border, I'm going after the bad guys, and that's exactly what he did.
Congressman, what you just said there, I mean, that is to me the most underreported story. 175,000 children found, but not a peep out of the left that Biden lost 300,000 migrant children. I thought that's what the left was about, protecting migrants, but not the kids. It is as if they are political pawns in a scheme, and they're left out of the equation entirely when it just doesn't fit the narrative.
It does not fit their Marxist narrative. You're correct. You've written my talking point for me, Kylie, and thank you. Because that's exactly what happened. I've been to the border. It was just and during the Biden administration, and you talk about some undermined law enforcement that we had down there. Everything that they stood for was just being walked over. We were spending tens of millions of dollars every month just on providing food, clothing, shelter for these folks. Again, when it doesn't fit their narrative, the national media just basically ignores it, and that's what they're doing with this story. Where in the heck were those 300,000 children? What hell were they being sold into by the cartels? Those are the kind of questions that need to be answered, and you're not going to get that in the mainstream media right now.
And so Tim Burchett's pointing something out very important, and of course we're showing you a Fox News clip after, of course, I bashed them. I'm not saying that they're all bad or everything they report, but I'm saying be careful how much we digest of these guys into our mindset. We can go wherever we want, find our news wherever we want, but they're not going to touch on the Q posts. They're not going to touch on things that are happening directly from the president to us, the people. They're just going to continue to share information we already know about, but not in the way that's covered by many of the podcasters who go a little deeper on all this. But those children missing, it's a big deal. And I hope they continue to hone on what's been going on behind the scenes with these children. He says what they've been doing to them, where these kids were being placed. Notice he said they were grabbed, placed in different places. I couldn't help but wonder how they find these children and where they find them. In many ways, some folks do the job of telling us how they find children. So I'm going to give you this clip right here, one that contains some distressing content, just a little bit. But he explains how they found one particular girl.
In January of 2014, we discovered this series of photos that, was named Lucy, of the same girl being sexually abused. In the images, we could see light sockets, electrical outlets. So we knew it was most likely a little girl here in the U.S. This girl was probably 7 years old in the beginning, and we think she's almost 12 years old now. About the 8th month of the investigation, we were able to identify a piece of furniture in the photos. We're looking at 29 states here in the U.S., tens of thousands of addresses. Clothing can change. Bedding can change. What can't you change? And that's how we came to look at the bricks. I found the Brick Industry Association. So I called. She said, we have brick experts all over the country. We can share it with our distribution list.
And it popped up in my inbox, and I read the email, and I knew exactly what the brick was. What I explained to Greg was that brick are heavy. We're not transporting bricks typically all the way across the country.
He whittled down this 10,000 plus list to probably 40, 50 people. So we thought we had a fairly good shot if we looked through social media that somebody on that list might have a picture of Lucy on their page. And there was Lucy right in front of us. And by 4 o'clock, our whole team was in that house, safeguarded Lucy. By 5 o'clock, the suspect was in custody.
They got him. Interesting, just finding one person. You can imagine the resources needed to find the rest of those hundreds of thousands of children missing.
They found a fucking missing girl based on a brick.
This. I happened to run into
a brick.
Finally, for the first time.
It's an older story, but they just were talking about how they found 3,000 kids in Minnesota. ICE did.
It's a lot of kids.
Yeah. Check this out.
Bedding can change.
Here. Right here. Right here.
In many ways, some folks do the job of telling us how they find children. So I'm going to give you this clip right here, one that contains some distressing content, just a little bit. That he explains how they found one particular girl.
In January of 2014, we discovered this series of photos that, was named Lucy, of the same girl being sexually abused. In the images, we could see light sockets, electrical outlets. So we knew it was most likely a little girl here in the U.S. This girl was probably 7 years old in the beginning, and we think she's almost 12 years old now. About the 8th month of the investigation, we were able to identify a piece of furniture. In the photos, we're looking at 29 states here in the U.S., tens of thousands of addresses. Clothing can change. Bedding can change. What can't you change? And that's how we came to look at the bricks. I found the Brick Industry Association. So I called. She said, we have brick experts all over the country. We can share it with our distribution list.
And it popped up in my inbox, and I read the email, and I knew exactly what the brick was. What I explained to Greg was that brick are heavy. We're not transporting bricks typically all the way across the country.
He whittled down this 10,000 plus list to probably 40, 50 people. So we thought we had a fairly good shot if we looked through social media that somebody on that list might have a picture of Lucy on their page. And there was Lucy right in front of us. And by 4 o'clock, our whole team was in that house, safeguarded Lucy. By 5 o'clock, the suspect was in custody.
They got him. Interesting, just finding
That's
one
crazy,
person.
right?
You can imagine the resources needed to find the rest of those hundreds of thousands of children missing. Liz Crokin posted this. I happened to
they're
run into
doing
her
it. This is back in
finally for the
2014.
first time, and we had a
They've
good
been finding a lot of
conversation
kids since that.
in
Since Trump
Florida
was
with my
president.
wife.
Oh yeah.
Bombshell, UN experts say Epstein files suggest acts that may meet legal threshold for crimes against humanity must be prosecuted in national international courts. Sounds like we're getting closer to military tribunals. United Nations experts who serve in their individual capacities under mandates from the UN Human Rights Council and are not UN staff warned that the alleged acts documented in the Jeffrey Epstein files could amount to some of the gravest crimes under international law. Now, I'm going to show you later on more details on more things that we've got connections with on the Epstein files, Whoopi Goldberg, Oprah Winfrey, some others,
Look,
but not
Milwaukee
now.
made the.
I wanted to read this to you.
Milwaukee
The
made
recorded
Andrew know.
conduct could have.
Okay, watch this. Right here, and this show's called And We Know. Right here.
He was defrauding the SNAP food.
Box 45365.com/.
Prosecutors this month leveling 2 counts against Jabbar, claiming he was defrauding the SNAP Food Share Benefits Program, which is taxpayer funded, out of some $1.6 million between 2022 and 2024. Prosecutors say he'd give people cash in exchange for the food benefits on their Quest EBT cards. The cash would be less than the amount of the cards, but he charged the state and federal government for the full amount. They say Jabbar used the money he made to pay off personal loans and credit cards, to fund his membership to a vacation club, and even spend it at retail stores like Target, Gucci, and Nordstrom.
Yeah. $1.6 million SNAP fraud charges. And finally, these guys are one by one. We find out from little news sources, right?
Look at this.
Playing out.
This is crazy. I didn't realize
Then
this
you've
how
got
obvious
the
it was.
10 congressional traders making $380 million combined in 2025.
Dude.
Gil
You know what
Cisneros,
insider trading is?
Democrat, California, 527 trades.
Information that you ain't supposed to know.
Yeah. Now look at.
Let's see. Let's go to
That's
some
what-
names we know.
12
Daryl
trades,
Issa,
27
Republican,
million. You got some
California,
inside
one trade, $30
information?
million.
Look, one trade, 30 million. You think you got some inside information?
Dave McCormick, Republican, Pennsylvania.
Me and you could do
200
2,000
$21
trades
million.
and never hit those numbers.
Richard Blumenthal, Democrat, Connecticut.
Well, that's what-
406 trades, $80
that's what
million.
Martha Stewart
Mike
went to.
McCall, Republican,
Yeah.
Texas,
Yeah.
1,029 trades,
Insider
$75
trade.
million made. Nancy Pelosi's on
Sick,
there.
dog.
12 trades, $27 million. Well, look at this. Donald Trump's calling for a full investigation into Nancy Pelosi's
You go, Donald.
insider trader
You
trade
go,
stocks.
Donald.
Here
Go
we
get
go.
their ass.
For real.
Send their ass to jail.
For real.
Like,
They need to.
$25,000 freezer used to store premium
No
grade
fucking
ice cream.
consequences to your
Number two,
actions,
$30
and that's when
million
you
Napa
continue
Valley
to do your shit.
Number three,
It's
she has
like,
a
who else
$20
is like
million
that? I made all that money
real estate
in no
portfolio
time.
comprising of 9 different
DoorDash.
properties.
So we
It's
know
one of
she's
them
got a lot.
bitches. Another
And
female.
there's the list for you to see.
A young one, too.
And the hope is these investigations will play out and we'll see something happen. But most of the time, they just tell us, and it just makes you
that's
upset
only
because these
10 people out of
folks feel like
500.
they're the untouchables at times. Right?
They're all
But
doing it.
the information's coming out to let us know. And where does Pelosi? Where's she been? Oh, well, if you're looking at your screen, she was hanging out with old Alex Soros.
George's
Yeah,
son.
you know, the
George is
Soros
the
family.
old
They
90-year-old.
continue to hand down their
We've been taking
satanic ritual
the
behavior from one to another down the line.
The people
Soros was with Captain Kelly. You see him there with Newsom. Big hugs there. Chris Murphy and Pelosi at the Munich Security Conference. Oh, Hillary was there too. Remember? They all flew across the Atlantic to meet up. Something's cooking. And there's an important point, thanks to Svetlana.
Who did I call?
From a commentator to her post, Sullivan stirring up
That's
trouble
funny.
for President Trump again. Sullivan there with Soros. Alex Soros meeting with him. You can see that. WhiteHouse.gov. There's the meetings listed.
Several
and
fucking
something
IDs.
is brewing
Yeah, I
on
call her.
their
I was
side.
like, damn, like you're like 007, bitch.
Right?
And she's like,
from people
what's
like
that?
these guys. One
And I
first
she's
degree
like, oh, that they call me 007 in Slovakia.
under the age of 17, endangering the welfare of
She
a
might
child,
be a
and the
Chinese.
list
Dude,
goes on.
that senator just got caught with a Chinese flag.
300,000 kids
Oh my
missing
God!
from the border.
Dude, I'm so sick of that shit, dog. If you don't let your guy like do whatever,
And
then they
and
either
all
make
in,
him
they
jump
found
or fucking
175,000
spit.
of them. They're trying to.
Hey,
they're
dude,
trying
that was
to
a
redirect
touchdown,
the
dog.
narrative here, Kyle, and it doesn't work.
Yeah,
They
it looked like it
call
was to
rapists
me.
No.
If he's on the run,
Yeah.
I'm on the run.
Democrats are
Gone.
protecting. That
Oh,
is exactly what they're protecting, and they
Hey,
have no
get off me.
They have no shame in all of this.
No shame in
It's a
my game.
pathetic agenda. President Trump came in. He said, "I'm going to close the
Sons
border.
got no
I'm
shame.
going after the
Yeah,
bad guys."
no,
that's the
And
new kids,
exactly
dude.
what he
That's-
did.
Congressman,
Yeah.
what you just said there, I mean, that is to me the most
none,
underreported story.
Zero. Look, I was telling people at the bowling, I'm like, I got enough shame for every head underneath this motherfucking building.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why he got none.
300,000
Yeah.
Zip, zero, zilch. You give a
Dude, think
fuck
about it.
less.
We look in the mirror like, fuck,
But
man.
not the kids.
Yeah, no, he don't
Because
give
if
no
they're
fuck.
political
None,
pawns
zip,
in a
zero,
scheme, and
zilch.
they're
Don't care that he
left
smells like
equated
cat.
entirely
Don't
when it
care
just
that
doesn't
the
fit the
cat
narrative.
pisses and shits. And don't care that the whole house smells
It
like
does not
shit.
fit
My
the
room smells like a little
narrative.
fabric softener.
That's crazy.
My room smells
Totally.
like. Yeah.
I'm surprised you even let that
I don't. If I walk in, I go right to my room.
I'm
And
surprised
there's
you
the
don't
Biden
fucking
administration,
snap out
and you
of
talk
that.
about some undermined law
Dude,
enforcement.
I
that
just,
they
you know, I
had
snapped
down
at
there.
a girl.
Everything that they stood
You know, I'm
for
like, look,
was just
man.
being walked over.
We already got some
tens of
problems, you know what I'm
millions of
saying? I'm trying to get past
every
it, I'm
month
trying to get over
just
it. I
on-
don't want
just
to be
on
mean to you. I
providing
don't want
food,
to fucking,
clothing,
you know,
shelter
treat
for
you like
these
shit.
folks.
But you're making it
Again,
hard,
It
man,
doesn't,
you
when
know?
it doesn't fit their
You don't-
narrative, the
You don't
national
respect anything
media
I
just
say, man. You're
basically
taking
ignores it,
advantage
and
of
that's
it.
what
That's
they're
what I
doing with the
feel like.
story.
You know what
Where
I'm
in the
saying?
heck were those
Now
300,000
that you got your
children?
stuff here,
Or were they being
Yeah,
sold?
well,
Now
she
you
had
got
her
it.
stuff here before.
Well, now you
But
planted
then she
it.
took it all back.
And you're not
Or
gonna get that
she was
in-
gonna, they were gonna help
in
her get
the
up on her
mainstream
so she
media
could
right now.
have her kid.
And so
Right.
Tim
Well,
Burchett
she
pointing
ended up
something
fucking
out.
having
very
a drink.
important. Of course, we're showing you a Fox
The
News clip
dumbass
after,
on
of
Sunday
course,
or
they
something,
bashed them.
Monday,
Not
dropped
saying that
back.
they're all
So she got
bad
kicked
or
out that
everything
building.
they reported. But I'm
Zero
saying,
tolerance.
be
So
careful.
she's got to be sober now,
how
45
much we
days drop
digest
every
of these
day
guys
for 45
into our
days straight, and then she
mindset.
can go back.
Really?
Yep.
We can go wherever we
So
want.
she has
on
to
our
get the
news
fuck
wherever
out of
we
this
want, but
house and go
you know,
drop
they're not going to touch
urine
on Q posts.
every
they're not gonna
single
touch
day
on things that are happening
because she had a
directly
drink.
from the president to us,
Because
the
she's on
people.
PO. She's on probation.
They're just
How-
going to continue
And
to
she's supposed, and
share
So they
information
caught her
we
ass. They
know
must have
about,
caught her ass
but
while
not
she
the
was
way
drinking.
that's covered by
She
many
dropped-
of the
she
podcasters
blew
who go
dirty.
a little deeper on all this.
she blew dirty.
But those children,
And I said, what the fuck are you
missing.
thinking? It's
a big deal.
Day drinking.
and I hope they
You
continue
ain't
to
supposed
hold
to be
on
doing shit, dog. What the
to
fuck you
what's
doing?
been going on
Did
behind
you
the
see?
scenes
I
with
actually
these
got her in
children.
trouble
He
by
says
letting her hit my
what they've
cut
been
that
doing
day.
to them, where
Remember?
these kids were being
Because then
placed.
I was like, dude, that's
Notice
me.
he said they
That's
were
all me.
placed
I
in
do that in
different
your face.
places.
I know you have a problem saying no.
I couldn't
You know
help
what I'm
but
saying?
wonder
I did
how
that.
they
That's my
find
fault.
these
You know
children
what I'm
and
saying?
where they
But
find
dude,
them.
I'm trying to help you get
In many ways,
Let's not be stupid now, you
some
know?
That's
folks
this girl that's drinking.
do the
and
job of telling us
wanted me to
how
come over there yesterday, and I'm like, I'm not coming over
So I'm
there
gonna
because
give you
you
this clip
sound like
right
you're getting
here.
more and more drunk.
One that
I don't
contains
give
some
a fuck.
distressing
I do.
content, just a little bit. But
Why?
he explains
Yeah, drunk shit's not good.
explains how they found
If you
one.
know you're over there,
January
and fucking
2014, we discovered this series of
all you gotta do is
photos
call
that
cops.
named Lucy of the same girl being sexually abused in the images.
She could
we
trip and
see
fall
on
drunk,
images,
right?
electrical outlets.
She could trip and
So
fall
we knew it
drunk,
was
talking shit
most
to
likely
you,
a
crack her
little
head
girl
open,
here in
and now
the
you're
US.
the guilty.
This
I
girl
don't
is
even
probably
want to say
7
sorry
years old
because
in
I'm
the
not
beginning,
sorry.
and we think she's
doing it
old.
for my own fucking
Exactly.
my own self,
About
my
the
own
investigation,
right.
We were able to identify
Dangerous
a
ass
piece of
bitches.
furniture in the photos.
Good say,
Looking
I'm
at
dating,
29
I'm on Facebook
states
dating,
here
whatever. I
in the
messaged.
US,
We
tens of
messaged a
thousands
few.
of
We talked about all back.
addresses,
And then I asked her about golf. I said, "What you think about golf?"
What can't
Nothing for like
change?
a
And
day
that's
and a
how
half.
we came to look at the
And
bricks.
I'm like, "Oh, okay, I
found
know, okay." I
Brick
said, "I get
Industry
it."
Association.
Or
So I
something.
called. She said,
I don't know. I said,
"Brick
"My son was
experts
good
all
to
over the
know."
country, they can share it with our
She didn't say nothing, for like 2
And
days.
it popped up in my inbox.
And then
I
said
read
about
the
golf.
email, and I knew exactly what the brick was.
With a question
What
mark?
I explained to Greg was that brick are heavy. We're not
And then she
transporting
said
bricks
something-
typically all the way
something
across
about,
the country.
He whittled down this.
You're being
10,000
passive
plus
aggressive since
list
I'm not
to
on here.
probably
I'm like, no, not
40,
at all.
50 people.
I said, I'm
it's
sure you
only
got a lot of
fairly good
options and
shot
things
if
to
you
do.
look through social
And
media.
then I said, well, maybe a
that
bit passive.
Somebody on
I'm
that
like,
list
fuck.
might have a
It's
picture.
like, dude,
I'm sure your fucking vagina is a hot commodity where you're at. I don't give a fuck.
And
I don't give a fuck. I got a 30-year-old tart that wants me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking.
Just like I told
You
her,
ain't want to talk.
The pussy ain't gonna save you. There's other type pussy out here. It ain't gonna
Interesting
save
is
you.
finding
Okay, you
what
got good
facts
pussy,
you can
great,
imagine
wonderful.
resources needed.
But I got good dick too.
You
All right?
find the
I leave you on the bed looking.
hundreds of
Exactly
thousands
what I
of
told this
children
bitch. I was like, thanks for letting me know, or show, or thanks.
Post
No, I was like,
happened
good to
to,
know.
run
Now I
into
know
her.
I can smash.
Finally,
Good.
for the first
Okay.
time, and we had a good conversation
Messed me
in
back.
Florida with my wife.
Wow, she's hanging out with a
Bombshell
friend.
UN
She's got a friend that
experts say
when I remember
Epstein
staying there.
files
Send me a
suggest
picture.
acts
Black
that
girl.
may meet legal
And I'm
threshold
like,
for
good
crimes
to know,
against
because I probably
humanity.
would have got you both
Must
pregnant
be
anyway.
prosecuted by
Man,
the
shut up.
international
I
court.
ain't saying that.
Sounds like we're getting closer to military tribunals. United Nations experts.
Hey, dude, I'd be doing this shit.
Give me a black girl and an Asian girl. I would have fun all night.
I had a black girl and a Puerto Rican girl. Dude,
Oh,
I was like,
I never
I was
had-
like 22, 23.
I've never had a threesome in my life. So.
And dude, it was crazy. You know why? Because I was only going with the Puerto Rican girl, right? Oh, no, the black girl. I was going with the black girl, right? All of a sudden, we're driving down the street, and she sees her friend like arguing with her man. And she's like, "Stop! Stop! Stop!" So I stop. On what? She jump out. She go grab the girl by the arm, pull her in the car, right? Next thing I know, we're already going to Telly. So now we're going to Telly. Boom! They both got their tits out. I'm like, damn. They're like, we're just friends. We can't. I was like, no.
You ain't backstabbing, bitch.
Yeah.
Take the pants off,
And
too.
then it was on crack. I was young, so I had plenty of energy. That was a all nighter.
I'm an old guy. I in my head, I got energy. With my heart and my body and just the sweat and the arms, and I put the work in, bitch. I don't get to lay there and fucking receive.
And take
nigga, I gotta give.
Speaking of putting in the work, I was gonna, dude, them motherfuckers are killing me.
They're gonna ride your ass, bro. There's gonna be a point where you're gonna have to be like,
take a day.
I can't.
Yeah, that's what.
If
Jesse
they
just had to
ask,
do, yeah.
you're gonna have
In
to.
fact, Jesse's on
you're-
vacation now.
Yeah, you're gonna have to say I can't because they
don't care.
They don't care, right?
Is if you say yeah, they'll take it.
Right.
Yeah. Because dude, think about it. Like
Just
now,
some
like check this
point.
out. So
I get
yesterday,
it. You were desperate. You were very motivated, but at some point you need your own sanity.
yeah, because I think about it. If you sleep 8 hours, that means you only got 5 hours to fucking eat, shit, shower,
and then go back again.
So you're talking 2.5 hours right there. Just eating shit. It takes 40 minutes to cook and eat.
And then you travel. You don't have
Yeah.
you don't have a 10-minute ride.
No.
You know, if you have a 10-minute ride, that 20 minutes, then you got that gives you 23 hours and 20 minutes to do. But no, you got an hour travel.
Think about it.
Sometimes an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Now think about this.
You're taking your 24,
Friday-
turning into 22.
Friday I started at 3, worked till almost 1:30 in the morning. Saturday.
That's 10 hours.
Yep, Saturday I was right back there at 5. Right? Didn't get out of there till 1. Now today, right? I got out 1 last night. Now today I gotta be back at 5. Right? Then I'll work till about 1. Right? Now watch. Tomorrow gotta be back at 4.
Do you or you
I
might?
have to be. Back at 4. Then Tuesday, back at 3. And it's closing every night. I'm closing. I'm a closer. I'm closing. It was funny. Me and the managers, 2 managers, were walking together at night, about to lock up and And they're goofing around like, oh, we gotta work all weekend. We gotta close all weekend. I said, well, I realized I'm a closer, period. I ain't worked one shift when I ain't closed. Not one. I've closed my first day was Saturday. I fucking get slammed. Like ran over by pots and pans, nigga. Dude, now I'm getting good at that shit, though. I'm fast.
Sure.
Like, I had that shit cleared out. It was 9 o'clock. And that's when they start doing a flip where they bring all the tins and shit with all the food in it and shit. And then it just piles up like, but dude, usually they're all piled up already and then they bring all the shit and pile on top. I had all that shit gone and cleared out. And then they came back. They're like, damn, you guys are killing it.
I fucking hate bowling.
Bowling? Why would you go bowling? Oh, yes, right?
I've been to that Cudahy bowling alley 100 times, and I have never seen so many people there. Every fucking lane they had reserved 6 people on every lane. The leagues are 5 per person. This that 6. Fucking the bar was full. Every so I ain't never seen no shit like that. Like if I had a party for my kid, I'd probably have like 6 people. Would be like,
yeah. That's the thing. Like,
motherfucker,
you know why?
They had 60
you know
fucking. They had 60 gift baskets.
Because those people
that you bid on.
Those people are what you call turnstiles.
What do you mean?
They got to know everybody. They got to be friends with
I don't know my brother's quite like that, but he does got friends.
I didn't know that was your brother, but
he does.
Like me, I don't believe it. To me, that's none but more. To me, people that got a lot of friends.
He's got a slight generation
They got a lot of
before us.
problems.
Slight generation before us. He's probably more in your cousin's generation.
Yeah.
They're a little different. They're
more groupy.
Right, slightly.
Because that's how Jason was. I remember it would be huge groups of people showing up at the football
Right,
game.
slightly different. You know, my brother didn't fall into the pot generation or the pill generation.
Yeah.
It's kind of alcohol.
No, he's like my cousin.
Kind of out. Yeah, right. Exactly.
My cousin ain't
right. None of that shit. My brother was a mechanic. He liked
cars.
His cars and motorcycles.
Yeah.
He was a skater. He was skater. He was sober.
That's like the generation I was born into, and then I got caught up in weed. And
I'd say me too with my brother.
Because I was out there, cousins had me out there.
So they just fucking. I was pissed. I was talking to my dad the other day. I was talking to Chris. They went on him and all like 20 of his buddies went on a cruise.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, I didn't know that shit till they were done and back. I'm like, not that I could have went, but damn, nigga, I wouldn't have mind being invited to the dance at the very least.
Yeah.
I probably couldn't have gotten off anyway. It would have been.
If I was doing shit, I'd invite Jesse.
Right,
especially some shit like that.
Right, just right.
Like, dude, you want to go on a cruise?
I mean, you don't. I mean, you might not be able to, but damn, throw the motherfucking invite out, bro. I'm like, and I know most of his friends.
Did you and your brother get together, or what? I mean, get along?
Oh, kind of. We are by no stretch of the imagination close.
See, like me and my brother, we're like close, but we're not. It's weird. Like you see, like we don't talk to each other. We go 2-3 weeks without talking to each other. We're in the same fucking house. You know what I'm saying? But dude, what it is I believe inside, and I feel like that's how he feels, and I think I'm right. My gut's going right. But I feel like we know. We just know. If we know each other's okay, we're good. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, me and my brother didn't talk for damn near 12, 13, 14 years, right? And then my dad died, and I was like, fucking 6 months later is when I went on the bracelet, and I had to call him again. Like, and he had just moved back to Minnesota. He wasn't back a half a year. He wasn't back half a year. And I was like, dude, can I come fucking stay with you? I heard he kicked out my little brother for not paying bills. I was like, can I come stay? He's like, hell yeah.
Who's your little brother?
My dad's son, Sean, with my stepmom.
Never knew. I don't think I've ever heard of that.
They're goofy. Not little anymore. Yeah. But it's so funny. He always goes, when he got big, he thought he was going to manhandle me and shit. Like, try to push me around. Like, nigga, you so inexperienced still. I was pulling you around in the fucking radio fire away to the party. Okay? There's nothing you could do to me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
barely even in the news.
They plan to hijack a Delta Airlines plane and to Atlanta's Bank of America building. Now, court records show Abdullah is an
He had problems. He got hooked on coke and shit like that right away at like 19. And then he's a big emotional baby too on top of it. They fucking went through it with him. My sister's the only one that turned out half normal. You know, followed the fucking path that the world just really looked for.
So that's what America's dealing with right now.
Which is a terrorist group tied to Al Qaeda. His search history revealed that he researched the tallest building in Atlanta, which is the Bank of America Plaza, also known as the Pencil Building. It's a 55-story building that stands more than 1,000 feet.
Yeah, so jury convicted for an attempted 9/11 style attack. This happened in America, and this was basically not even in the news. All right. Now let's see how England is taking care of this, because in England there's multiple rape gangs, there are terrorist attacks. So we have to see exactly how England is handling the fear growing among the religious warfare.
He wanted Jewish boys under investigation by counter-terrorism officers.
Oh boy, a 12-year-old Jewish boy under investigation.
After he said that he wanted class to be wiped out.
A 12-year-old Jewish boy is under investigation by counter-terrorist groups in England for saying he wants Hamas, a terrorist organization, to be wiped out. Well, it's a good thing I'm not in England, because I want Hamas to be wiped out. Fuck those guys. In fact, fuck every single terrorist. All of them. All the Islamic terrorists, y'all can fuck yourselves. Die. What are we talking about?
Jimmy News can reveal this story because the boy's family, who have requested anonymity, of course, have been interviewed by counter-terrorism police and local police officers about a fear of radicalisation.
Wow, we have to start arresting 12-year-old Jewish boys for wanting terrorists that literally chant death to the to die. That's it.
His comments about it's an astonishing story. Let's talk about it.
It really is a pretty astonishing story, England. So America, we're thwarting 9/11 style terrorist attacks against our buildings, and in England, we're arresting 12-year-old Jewish boys for wanting radical Islamic designated terrorist organizations like Hamas to die. Yep, there it is. Meanwhile, in the UK, 12-year-old Jewish boy under investigation by counter-terrorism after saying he wants to see Hamas wiped out. This is the craziest thing of all time. But we got to talk about Texas, because Texas is what's actually happening. So this guy, Jake Lang, is running this anti-Islam protest. Basically, I think he's going throughout the country. He was in Dearborn. This was diabolical. So this dude shows up with the Quran in the mouth of a pig's head. Oh my God.
Not to revert back. We will not revert back to America.
Bro, this is wild.
Protecting freedom of religion! You should be ashamed of yourself!
You get the fucking Karen. The Karen. You should be ashamed of yourself. Well, freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. You have the right to put a Quran in the mouth of a pig's head. Is it nice? No. Is it legal? Yes. In fact, I'd say it's a lot better than trying to hijack planes and crash them into our buildings. I don't see this Karen protesting that.
I'm restricting freedom of religion!
He's not restricting anything. He's literally just making his opinion known.
So stand up for these people. I am just as entitled to mine.
She's just as entitled, but he's not. What? That make any sense?
Against this evil. The Islamification of our country is happening.
Bro, I cannot believe what I'm watching right now.
48 new
At least he wasn't dumb and he has a vest on. But dude, how come you don't make like a whole jacket?
Texas. Dude, Texas is
I don't understand
going to
it.
have a
We're
religious
like
civil
they should make
war.
like a shield that comes up to here.
Right. Right, covers all
And
this.
then your helmet. Yeah. Yeah, why is all that left exposed? I never understood that.
These people to gain political power. They are not a religious group. These people have a and they have already enacted it in New York City.
Yeah, I'm talking about that. That's true. So anyway, so this Jake Lane guy, as he was leaving after his
Muslims are trying
protest,
to
his
take over.
perfectly
I've
legal
said this
protest.
forever.
I love how this protest is being
It's what
blasted
they
by
do.
everyone.
It's how
The
Islam
BLM
works.
protests or whatever,
Look
they're
at
literally
history.
lighting buildings on fire.
Dude, they took
Or the
over all of
anti-ICE
Europe,
protests,
nigga.
they're literally throwing
Spain,
bricks at
all
police
of that
officers.
shit.
Those are
For a
considered
long
okay.
time.
His
Niggas
protest was
suffered.
completely peaceful. Was it abrasive? Yeah. That's the fucking point. Was it legal? Also, yeah. Anyway, they ended up tracking him. They were putting air tags on his truck and trying to hunt him down.
So when we were at City Hall doing our Christian Crusader March, one of the Muslims air tagged the vehicle that some of my constituents came in, and it is tracked their truck. It's literally, that's City Hall where the air tag was dropped. I got a notification on my phone as well, and it's tracking us all the way to the restaurant that we're at now. These people are literally trying to kill us, and they have put a tracking device on the truck of some of my people here. Scary stuff. Very tolerant left, right?
Yeah, that's the tolerant left, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely. But it's the right to freedom of speech. I don't understand why you're complaining. Well, are two not allowed to play at the same game? Well, are you telling me that two people aren't allowed to play by the same rules? You're allowed to fucking, burn our cities down, but this guy's not allowed to protest in his crass way.
If he throws a good fucking ball, if he throws a good ball, he's fucking out of here. Gone. Touchdown all fucking day. All fucking
The
day.
only thing I think is you could step into the throw.
All fucking day gone. Throws a decent pass. A decent pass. He gone. But no, he gonna throw a fucking duck fuck pass. And this dude fucking comes in, drops the fucking ball. Drops the fucking ball. Are you fucking kidding me?
In fact, the Saudi United Arab Emirates royal family
Doesn't not catch, drops the fucking ball. The fuck out of here.
First of all, it's just
I
not
don't know
true.
what
There
to say.
are
I don't know
Muslims
what
on the
to
Epstein's list. The second thing is,
None for
It got the ball
with
again.
the lore of Islam, but y'all are literally worshiping a guy that married a 6-year-old. Like, he is your
What
top
sticks
guy.
his hands?
So not
Maybe he's
exactly
overrated
Sure.
in
This is
people's
the
minds.
the metric that we
Is he
should
even
all
that
be.
good?
You know,
Because I thought he was a lot faster
different
than
coaches
88.
by.
No, 92.
Anywho,
Oh,
this
92,
is Valentina Gomez. She's running for Congress in Texas, and she's actually gaining a lot of support. This is her walking up the stage. She started off at
Can't
a
hit him.
Muslim rally.
Wide open.
She managed
Wide
to
open.
go
Can't
in
hit
there
the
in a
must.
hijab, cosplaying as a
How
Muslim.
come I'm supposed to do it?
Immediately
That
takes
dude
off
runs,
and
he
decides
runs
to
out
start
there,
dropping
bumps into the guy. Wait, oh shit, he breaks. Now I throw it, and can't make the throw. What the fuck I'm supposed to do?
Yeah, so anyway, as you can see, she kind of just says it, and it's diabolical. Honestly, every time there's another terrorist attack, every single time, and many of them
Wide
over
the
the
fuck
last
open.
couple of weeks.
Twice.
throughout
Can't
the
hit, dude.
world,
Can't hit either guy with a decent with a fucking decent pass. Too wide open. Same fucking play. Same fucking
car
place.
rammings, beach shootings, stabbings everywhere in New York, everywhere.
You can hit him for the 8-yard. You can hit him for the 8-yard pass when you're second and 24. Oh
Piers Morgan
yeah, you
actually
can.
had her on his show. Piers Morgan had her on his show, and she did not play ball with the mega lip cuck British man.
I'm gonna step into it and then it's gonna
Invited her
throw
to
it
his show and
over the
watch her on social media.
motherfucker.
No, she had a couple of crash outs on his show.
I apologize for nothing. My statements and my actions have endured the test of time. And Pierce, since you cut me off, let me finish. You've been on national television
Yeah, why
for
you
20
don't throw a
years,
ball
and
to
during
him
that
so he
entire
catches it
time,
in stride?
England has only gotten more Muslim.
Two times that fucking play, that drive, to hit a guy on a fucking run.
Pierce, you're
Twice he fucking overthrows
the
it.
truth is, you
First
are
time makes the guy
absolutely
jump. Second time
complicit
can't even
with
get
way
the guy can't even get the
back
ball in his
England.
fucking hands. So.
She's actually kind of cooking, though.
With submission.
Oh,
It's not only on you, Stammer, it's also on you, on the police and the courts that have covered up for their crimes. Absolutely. And I'll say what everybody else is thinking. England is better off without all the Muslims. And that goes the same way to the United States. We can solve all of our problems if these Muslims are sent back to their Sharia nations because they're not here to
You think there would be
to
no
the
problems?
American or the
You think
British.
you'd have no
Send him away.
You think that Piers Morgan's gonna try to hit her? Oh yeah. Well, what about that one guy that did a bad thing? Good point, Piers. Good point. Good point. Absolutely. Good point, Piers. You got him. Oh really? Well, what about this problem? Wow, Piers, you're such a goat. You're so good.
I hope you're enjoying your new curry, the new flavors brought in from the third world as they fuck and rape your country. I mean, the good news is England is taking this seriously because they're starting to arrest 12-year-old Jewish boys for saying they want Hamas wiped out. W England, let's go. Complete England W. Anyway, as you can see, the anti-Islam sentiment is very much on the
They
rise.
just arrested a
That
12-year-old
happens when they
boy
commit terrorist
for
attacks.
saying he wanted
You know,
Hamas
I
wiped
have
out.
to say, this is a really controversial
They're
opinion of mine. I've said it before.
the
It's a little
anti-terrorism
controversial, so
arrested a 12-year-old boy for saying he wanted, and this is in England, where you should not want the Muslims taking over, and Hamas is not a good thing, period. So why would it be bad to say you want them wiped out?
I think that might be one of the reasons, personally. I think that if the radical Muslims would stop killing and raping people, a lot of people just wouldn't be as Islamophobic. Personally, that's just what I'm noticing. I could be wrong. Tulsi Gabbard, all right, in charge of the FBI or whatever.
I just need
Service,
in this show. I need to
decided to
realize
drop
that
a nuke.
like
A
this
nuke
is
in
like
America.
David versus Goliath,
which issued a
without
call
a
to action
slingshot.
to use American legal and political systems to implement Sharia law. This is already
I'm
underway
glad.
in places.
He's David.
Oh
This
boy.
is already underway in places
I
like
say she,
Houston.
the
This
AI
is
is
not something that may possibly
They said
happen
God
in-
is a woman. There you go. There you made your God.
Just
She's a woman.
already happening here within our
Beat
borders.
this bitch.
Patterson, New
No
Jersey is proud
remorse.
to call themselves the first Muslim city.
Double tap her ass.
They are working
Yeah.
to implement in their own governments these Islamic principles that are forced on people through the use of laws or violence. The bottom line is this: when we talk about the threat of Islamism, this political ideology, there is no such thing as individual freedom or liberty. As Charlie said over and over again, it is fundamentally incompatible with our nation's foundation of freedom.
You wash your whole body every day, so why don't you wash your whole mouth? Listerine, wash your mouth.
Unexpected guests? Get Kevin's Natural Foods. Clean, protein-packed entree.
Style and substance in the GMC Sierra. Or get a total value of over $8,000 on this Sierra 1500 model.
This country
Nice.
is built on
Say
people
it's
doing the
holding.
thing. The hard thing,
Interference
the
is what it
scary
is.
thing. The thing that makes us
That'd be
better.
interference.
We fought the British.
This dude was
We
on
threw
his
tea
back.
in the harbor.
Yeah, exactly.
We prayed for
You're
it.
good.
We spoke up for
You're
it.
good.
And marched for our dreams.
Tubby!
We haven't always gotten things right.
Yeah, tubsters.
We've actually
It's the
been
old
wrong
tubsters.
a lot.
Tubby
But
tubs.
like California
That was his real
wine
name.
or Virginia wine, we've gotten better.
Money! I think I got this
Our best
kicking
though?
thing a
Well,
little bit.
that's still
You're supposed to go
yet
for two.
Kicking's been
Automatic
a
2
struggle.
points.
Kicking's been a struggle.
I go for 2 all the time. It's all part of the momentum, nigga. Kicking is like turning into a little Game Boy. And then hitting that 2 points, running it in is like, nah, nigga, you gotta
Oh
go.
my God! This is actually hitting the ground running.
And at its core, when we understand that our freedom comes from God and no one else, we understand the seriousness of this Islamist ideology threat, because it means they deny that God is the one who has bestowed this right to freedom in every one of us.
Damn. So anyway, she obviously cooked, and this public sentiment is actually happening. Oh my God, dude! All 50 states. All 50 states. Yeah. So, bro, it's actually happening. Now, murders in the U.S. are down
Oh my
20%. Likely the largest single-year drop ever. This is looking back at the year 2025. Turns out Trump's presidency worked. And it's like, when deportations go up, murders go down. Interesting. I would have never seen this one coming personally. I
Yeah,
personally never saw
motherfuckers
this
that
coming, 'cause all
motherfuckers that
cultures
can
are
be
obviously
deported, they're
equal.
like,
All cultures are
They're
equal.
hype,
People
yeah.
are
And
saying,
you hear what they're doing?
no cultures
The-
are more
the-
violent
some of
than
the
other
cities now
cultures.
are trying to
That's
find
what the
ways to
leftists told
get
me
them
is
food
they
and
were right,
stuff like
because
that.
they're
No,
objective in
help
that
hide
regard.
them.
So anyway, Nick Shirley went to Texas, and he started
Fucking
interviewing people in Texas about the Islamification of Texas specifically. And he also covers the protests. Dude, Is this lady? Wait. Is this lady holding a
Dude,
giant pig's head
they
on
won't
a
let me
stick?
get my
Oh
guy.
my god!
They got switch stick. That's why.
didn't even
Fuck
notice
you.
that.
Hell no.
And what do you think about the Islamification of Texas?
Because it's
Pick up
switch
a gun
stick.
or whatever to
That's
fight
what
to
it
keep
is
Texas
now.
free from
You
Muslims
have to switch
and
stick.
their ideology, I will
You
go and
can't
fight
just. That's what it is.
Don't understand the
So
actual.
before you would press circle
People are not
to be the closest guy to the
scale that is
fucking
happening.
ball. Now
The
you have to use the joystick and point to
radical
you on the
Islam's
direction.
invasion is so here, especially
It's depending on the
Twitter,
side of the field
owned
you're
by
on.
Elon Musk, where we're
I think
actually
you only have
able
to do
to
it the
see
first
the
time. And once
bullshit
you're on the other
happening in
side,
England.
you just circle the only to the other side. When I get to the other side,
Boys,
dude, hell
Jewish
no.
boys
I
for
don't even
saying
know
they
how
don't
the
like
fuck that
Hamas.
happened right
Oh my god!
But there's
every single third world ideology.
I know what
the
happened.
I saw the nigga on the
Muslims
right. That's where I thought he was gonna go, but there was another fucking dude on the
are
exact
flooding
same.
our country
Running
and
the
they're
exact
changing
same
the
pattern.
Dude, there's no way those guys shouldn't have been with them though. It's a cover three.
For people who spread hate in America.
You don't let somebody run by you in any way, shape, or form.
The one Muslim guy that ends up
That
doing
far,
the
right.
interview, and he's like, "Hatred is so bad, actually. Hatred is
I
bad."
don't know.
Anyway, let me go here what my
That one I
imam
gotta
has
look
to
back.
say about Christians and
wish I
Jews.
could.
Again,
I can't.
obviously, it's not all Muslims that are.
So we will
but
be.
all the ones that follow the religion strictly are.
Kryptonite, Muslims. Here's your kryptonite.
Oh my god, I can't believe this is really
Yeah.
happening.
Go back to Nazi Germany, how about that?
Go back
Go back to
Nazi Germany. Yes, that's
all
right.
they
I
got.
don't want to import infinite retards
Tagline,
into my country that
go back to
that
Nazi
are
Germany.
subversive
How is
and
that
wanna
not? How is
destroy
that
my way
not
of life.
interference?
Classic Nazis, am I right?
You know what? Now that I know, maybe
here
I'm
in America
naive.
has
I
now
haven't
become
fucking
the fastest
realized
growing
it,
religion. And as
that's
America has
how the
welcomed
game.
refugees
That's how
who
it's
never
set
went
up.
back to their countries
It wants
and
these
our
guys
open
to do
borders,
that.
well,
I got a dude that's basically ready to.
It's almost like
this guy right
the Muslim
here,
Brotherhood said that they have a 100-year plan to conquer the Western world, not by wars, by literally just using our
ready
freedoms
to
against
run by
us,
him.
so that we can
But
import infinite Muslims.
he runs into him. I'm thinking, I'm here. I'm like, all right, he about to be passed. That's normally what happens, I guess. But no. He goes sit there and play tag with twice, not once, but twice. Try to
Yeah, see, I don't do
this
that.
dude's side fucking stepping and keeping my guy fucking there. He can't run by him. He got to sit here and play hand tag with him while I'm about to fucking throw the fucking ball. You know, I'm expecting, like I said, I'm like right here. I'm right there. I'm ready for dude to run.
I've
But
never
look
anticipated.
at how he
I don't do that.
he
I
turns.
wait till he's out.
He turns into do. But then look what's going on right there. I wait another half of a fucking second. I don't get to throw
To
off.
me, you
bro.
should here go for it.
Can't wait. You can't just sit there and wait for every guy to fucking be
Now
over.
look. Here, stop.
It's not possible.
Look, watch this. Watch this.
I would.
told-
Hindsight's 50-50.
Watch
But
it.
that
It's
nigga
not
was
hindsight.
a foot away
This ain't
from me.
hindsight. Watch this. This is what I do when the ball is snapped every
We
time.
should accuse the Christian guy that's protesting against Islam of being
Okay,
a Jew.
the ball's snapped. I'm watching the line. Where's the line? I'm watching the line, and I'm watching which side the pressure's coming from to start. That's what I'm doing. So when you get started, automatic, your pressure's coming. You see it. You should have been breaking out already. I would have been breaking out over here, getting back set up with no pressure on it. I'm telling you, that's what I do. I look at what the line's doing and I decide which side I'm going to. And that's why I leave myself options on both sides of the field. So no matter which side I have to break out to, I got an option.
Purposes.
I'm telling you, that's what I do. I watch the line and where
one
the
side
pressure's
or
coming
another,
from.
or
Instantaneous.
ever silence the speech of one group
Right now, I'm
from another here on the YouTube channel.
You got to grab R2 and that, not just back there.
No matter how
That's
many
good. It works
disclaimers
for
and
that.
objective reporting you do,
Good
the
catch.
left is never going to accept you
Nice
because you're
catch.
bringing attention to these things, and the left only thrives on censorship. The left doesn't win an argument through ideas in the open. The left wins an argument by shooting the negotiator in the neck and then cheering for his murder.
You get a better angle at the receiver.
They'll never accept you, ever. You're always going to be the white supremacist reporter guy, no matter how objective you are. That's why these disclaimers are always so funny to me, because they literally don't work.
And right now I'm here at this airport. The man leading this march,
fucking
Jake
right
Lang,
off the right
invited
over.
me
And I
to
would
come
stop
on
lobbing
the
you.
podcast.
I would start
He's
throwing
going
the
to be doing something before he goes
He lobbed it. I didn't lob it.
I'm not
I
exactly
gotta
sure
hold
what's
it.
going to be happening, but
That looked like a
I
lob.
just have a feeling.
Did you see how I hit the
I
button?
never lob
Did
it.
you see how I hit the button?
I never.
No, you did.
This
You
is
didn't
Jake
see how I hit
Lang.
the
You're
button.
leading this march
There's
today.
something weird about it. I never lob it, and I never I always go bullet pass.
This is not Jake Lang. This is terrorist. I want white women blood.
God, what is
So
happening?
today here at this airport, what are you gonna be doing?
We're going to be taking a helicopter up over the Epic City Mosque, and we're going to be doing some demonstrations. We're going to be showing that Texas is not a Muslim area. We do not want these jihadi
And when I
invaders
run
here in our
out,
country.
I grab
We
our
have
tool
a
and
problem
run.
with
I
48
don't
mosques
back
that
up
popped up in the Dallas area in the last 2 years.
Grab our tool
And
run.
the
And
American
then you
people
let
are sick
go
and
of it,
tired
you
of
sit
watching the
back up.
Islamification of our country, the Islamification
that way.
of Europe, and we're just looking
Nice
across
catch.
the sea, seeing
Yeah.
if we don't stop it now,
Nice
I
fucking
think
catch.
that's really what's actually lighting the
That's how
fire
you
under
do that.
people's asses in America. It's that
Don't
we
get
literally
the
see what they're
ball.
doing in England.
Hell yeah.
We literally see England. England is literally
Doesn't
a
usually let me-
cultural
doesn't- doesn't
shithole
always
right
let
now.
me do it.
Actually
Yeah.
being overrun by third worlders
I
that are
just
shows
raping
them
people,
to
that are
command.
making these grooming gangs. That are, there's multiple Islamic terrorist attacks in England every single month. Multiple per month. That's fucking insane. Why should we live like that? We should. Well, spoilers, we shouldn't. But there's no reason to actually need to deal with that.
Nice.
Oh my god, this is unbelievable, and people are actually waking up and noticing. And now the politicians
They're allowing it.
in England, they need to bend over backwards
It's not
on
true.
their knees.
It's not true.
They're allowed.
Realistically, the most influential
Not true at
voting
all.
bloc in all of England.
You didn't
The
make
people that are
mistakes.
actually
You
breeding
didn't make
the next
mistakes.
His
generation.
defense isn't as.
So it's
No,
happening.
They don't
We're
attack.
going to become the
they're
next
attacking
London,
as
England,
much
the
as
next
Dallas
Berlin,
did.
the
That's
next
for sure.
Rome.
Well, they
the
don't
next
have the
Paris.
same line.
And so
Dallas is
today's the
so-
day about making
all
a
I
stand.
need is- all
and
I- like I
once
said,
you
showing our
get in
strength,
a
our
hole,
dominance
once you're in the
in this
21
country, the
nothing
Christian,
hole,
white,
that's what
American
they
way of
love.
life
All
will
I-
not be
They say it on
dominated
TV all the
by
time.
Islam.
Not a guy
So,
should
we
All I
have
need
that
is
stuff. We're going to be dressing up some
half
pigs
more
like
seconds.
Muhammad.
Just like when
and have
when
pigs.
dude would
Yes,
do
we
his
have piglets.
Well, yeah,
almost
and
I
it's
needed
breaking out
half.
and you got
I
seconds.
needed and Dallas doesn't give me that half more second.
I cannot
Well, then
believe
you
what
can't
we're
go
doing
deep.
here.
You gotta adjust and
Leftist
go
protests,
short.
They're just
And
like
You gotta have quick throws,
screaming.
quick slams.
Right-wing
Quick
protests,
fucking
and
screams.
they get piglets.
Would you say you're Islamophobic?
Yes, 100%, because they have avowed in their word, in their biblical word, in their Quran, they've avowed to kill kafirs, kill non-believers wherever they stand. So how could you not be diametrically opposed to people who have avowed to kill you? Jews, Christians, Hindus, anybody that does not believe in their prophet is on the menu to be killed.
And Jake, after
Dude
your
is
last
just letting it out. He's just
It's the truth.
I didn't know that. I don't know about that. That's a
I
fact.
said that
said you're
to
a
you for a
Jew.
long
What's a
time.
Jew doing
The
in all
Quran
this?
says,
Are you
kill
a Jew?
Jews.
No, I'm a Christian, born
And
again Christian,
non-believer.
raised Irish
I
Catholic,
can show
never
you
even
the
been
Quran.
inside
I
a
have
Jewish
it
temple in my
marked.
life. My mom is Russian Jewish by her
Also, you're Jewish. He's Jewish, guys. Let's go, dude.
bloodline,
'cause his
but
mom's
she's European.
And
Same
what about the video of you at the Western Wall?
So I was on a family vacation, similar to going to like Ireland. You kiss a Blarney Stone. You go to Israel and you kiss the Western Wall. It's
And
it's a
Muhammad
rite of
married
passage
his,
when you're there. Nowadays,
his
though,
second wife
that was 10 years
was
ago. Over
named
10 years
Aisha.
ago.
He married her
Nowadays,
when
it's
she
seen
was
as a
6 and
symbol of
consummated
fidelity
the
towards
marriage at
Israel
9.
and towards this kind of shadow government that's
pedophile.
I love how everyone talks about this like it's normal.
That's why it
who's
says
seemingly
police
overseeing
be
America.
upon him
So
instead of
nowadays,
peace be
if
upon
I
him.
were to go,
I've also kissed the wall. It's a 2,000-year-old wall built by Solomon, King Solomon, in the Bible. It's
Yep.
pretty awesome. I've kissed the wall.
as a Christian influencer,
I
right?
wouldn't
As a
kiss the wall.
conservative, I
That's
would
a
never
form
show
of
that
worship.
type of fidelity because the optics behind
Not
it
supposed to
have
do that.
basically been.
Yeah, the
But he
optics
doesn't
are
even
just
believe
completely
Jesus is
co-opted
God
by,
yet.
honestly, Pakistani bot farms on Twitter that are like, look, another one kissing the wall.
Completely perverted, and people are seeing it as some type of you are now beholden to Mossad. You're now beholden to that. So, on a family vacation 10 years ago, it seemed like the thing that everybody was doing. You go into Jerusalem, as a Christian. Even then, I was a Christian, and you kiss the Wailing Wall, and you
Christianity's a
you
false
kind of
religion.
show
That's why they're
this
kissing the wall.
brotherhood between our forefathers.
There's got to be some sort of form of privilege. You go to fucking Jerusalem and kiss a wall.
He definitely is. He's
Well, his
definitely
parents
up
got
there.
money.
As far
That's
as
all.
like Jewish
It's
influencers
just
go that are
you
higher.
can go there,
profile,
it's like
there's
$3,000.
me, obviously. Ben
You can go there and
Shapiro,
kiss the wall.
Jank Lang, Shlomo Fuentes. You know him as Nick Fuentes. His actual name is Shlomo Fuentes. He's one of the deepest Mossad
He's a
operatives.
gay
He is sowing division, and honestly,
He's a bitch.
he's making. Oh, a lot of people are
He's
unfamiliar
gay.
with
He's goofy as fuck.
Candace
Says the
Owens.
dumbest
She's
shit.
also a Mossad
How
operative.
does
She's
he
making
get
the
it?
anti-Israel perspective seem a
He's
little bit
definitely a
retarded.
giant.
Bro, now every time someone's gonna hit you with a Jew conspiracy theory, they're gonna be
I
like,
guess
"Oh, what are you,
the
a
dumber you
Candace
say
Owens?" And then it's over.
The dumber
then
you
it's over. I
act,
can't even take them seriously.
the more
anymore.
attention you
That's
get.
why Candace is easily one of our best
That's
operators.
like the Hassan Piker dude.
Between
Looks
Islam.
like a
No, that
retard,
is
dude.
reprehensible
And
after
fucking
spending
Nick
4 years in
and-
Syria.
It's my
dumb
favorite
shit.
thing ever. I love it. And by the way, this is like a thing that a lot of
As
like,
with gold, he's
Muslim
not bad,
influencer
dude.
guys
He's
have
retarded.
kept seeing them saying like again and again, and it's always amazing. It's like, I can't believe the Jews are tricking you into thinking that 9/11 was bad. It's like, wait, excuse me, wait, what? wait, what? Wait, are the Jews the one tricking us into thinking that murdering 3,000 people in a horrible terrorist attack is bad? It's the Jews that are really doing this?
6 days in the DC jail being tortured for
I couldn't get. I tried to
an
become him
American
and
on
get off
January
and go
6th.
sack him.
You know,
I couldn't
Yeah,
get off.
right there, right now, yeah.
Based off
He's
of
trying
tried
to
to become him.
he can't get out.
from these random
And then as soon as I-
He's over here, right?
And
And the quarterback's over here. You're trying to go this way, but you can't go this way.
Yeah.
There's no way it's anything but hole.
And they try to point fingers at me and people that are
And then
reading me
as soon
saying
as
that
I
we
try
have,
to switch,
disingenuous
Hey,
intentions.
I'm getting held.
for
He
what
throws
we're
the ball to
doing.
the guy I was
Because
covering.
I think a lot of the
Because
distrust
there's
that
space
gets
not
sowed
that
in
way.
online spaces. This is a Nuxenor conspiracy theory. So honestly,
My
take it with a grain
baby
of salt.
AI don't
I
listen.
think
Don't cover my
realistically,
guy for me.
they're,
Baby
Islam-
AI
Islam
should
is
take
bot
over,
farms.
but he's
And when I say
beholden
bot farms, I'm even
to
referring
big boy
people,
AI.
because
Or to
there's
bitch
over
AI,
2 billion
big
Muslims.
woman
out there.
AI.
I'm sure a lot of them don't like us very much.
Big Bertha AI.
Right-wing Americans. So I do think that a lot of it is literally just propagated by retards in the third
I'm
world
gonna
that are
start
just
calling it
leaving
big
likes
bitch
on posts
AI.
to overinflate their importance in American politics. I think that's a lot of
So
it.
I'm going.
I'm not talking about like the
Right, does
anti-Israel
that mean my
sentiment.
guys
Whether
are
you're
going to go this
pro-Israel or
way?
anti-Israel,
They're gonna
that's
shoot.
a whole other discussion. And there's valid points on every side. But the reality of the matter is, in my opinion, every time you see someone pop up as being anti-Muslim, they immediately get blasted by like infinite retard bots calling them a Mossad operative. Like, you need to literally be a Mossad operative to think that radical Islam is bad. And that's not going to work. That's literally never going to work and never going to be accepted, because I think a lot of the reason why people think radical Islam is bad is because they keep fucking killing people.
But like I said, we have been tried and true, tested and approved by God. We stood firm. I never cooperated with the government. I never talked to the FBI. I never did anything while I was incarcerated for 900 days of solitary confinement, Nick. And if you can make it through that,
That's what happens. That's what happens.
Wait,
when
what?
you step into it.
Okay, I knew he was in jail.
That's what happens when you step into it.
Jail. He was in solitary for 900 days? Dude, they tortured these people for no reason. Oh my God.
and you're still willing to go out and fight. I stood up for Austin Metcalf. I stood up for Irina Zaruski. I've been leading this American march against the brownification of our country for a long time now. And just because I have European Jewish blood on my mother's side doesn't mean I have anything to do with, you know, this type of insidious Jewish religion, Talmudic, you know, overlords that they're trying to point us out to. So, and I think it's reprehensible. And honestly,
yes, Jake. Continue.
They don't have the credentials to point at me after my suffering, after what I've done for my country already. And
honestly, I do have a lot of respect for him. For
when I run, it means I have to reset up control. But it takes time. When you only need, you need a 1/10 of a second.
But you already created a gap and gained
my Savior, and He is my God.
So
and
you
I
can
will do anything
sacrifice
to
that time.
protect His
I do it
kingdom.
all
So
the time.
this is what we're doing today.
I do it all the time. I run out there,
You know,
I stop,
Christians
I
are not
hit
safe
that,
in Islamic countries, and we
You
cannot
do it
allow them
fast.
to take
Not
over
that-
here.
That is just an objective truth, whether you like it or not.
You can do it.
The only country in the Middle East where Christianity has grown by over 4 times over the last 50 years is Israel. It increased by 414% in Israel over the last 50 years, whereas it's literally decreased in every single other country. Christianity is being massacred throughout the Middle East in Islamic countries. Basically all of them. Egypt, Lebanon,
Not even a question.
Iran, Iraq, Syria. Right now,
Yeah,
in
stop
Sudan and
bringing all that bad
Nigeria.
energy.
It's pretty crazy, and it's insane. And if you point that out,
Demoralize
you
yourself.
must be a Mossad operative like me and my homie Shlomo Fuentes.
And now they have a pig.
This is Moo Hamhead. This is Moo Hamhead.
Real pig they have, right?
Aisha was playing with dolls.
And are you taking this in?
Oh, we might be. I think we're going to actually dangle this from the helicopter, like in Scarface when they dangled the terrorists from the helicopter. So we're going to dangle this over Epic City Mosque.
This is a real pig right here. Wow.
Or thinking I'm the greatest.
I've actually decided not to go in the helicopter. Overcast right now, and I also don't know if I don't want to be inside of that.
Because he's afraid they're gonna shoot it down.
Diggs out of
You can't even get excited about that. You just gotta move on to the next, you know.
Okay?
Like me, I gotta
Helicopter,
be
they
focused.
drop a pig from a helicopter. So therefore, I'm not getting in the helicopter. But on top of the dead pig they have over there, they also have 5 live pigs right here.
Yeah, this is only
5
half.
live piglets. You didn't know Islam, Muslims,
It's been
they
a
don't eat
battle
pork.
already.
Therefore, they brought out.
My body's sore.
It's not just because they don't eat pork. It's because pork is like, it's like, I have to do a lore dive on this. But it's because it's like vile and just
Because it eats its own
impure.
shit.
Like they're not allowed to
Well,
touch
because a
it.
pig is
Like
pretty
it's more than
gross.
just
Yeah.
not eating it.
But it's
Like,
not
it
just
says
pigs.
in the Old
Anything with a
Testament
cloven
not to eat
hoof.
pig.
You're not supposed
It's
to eat.
literally, you know,
horse.
Leviticus chapter
Look,
11.
a
It
horse has
literally
one
directly
hoof.
says don't eat pig.
Right?
But
You can eat
Islam
that.
takes it to like this whole other level. You're not allowed to touch it. You're not allowed
It's
to
what
be
has a
buried in
split
it.
hoof.
If you're touching
Cloven.
pig skin when you're
Yeah.
married, apparently you don't go to heaven or something. Like apparently God cares
Any
about
kind of
that.
hog.
I guess.
Huh?
Any kind of
You
hog.
know, like
A
the
razorback.
reality.
A fucking.
All
No,
garbage.
it's not just they can't
You're not
eat it.
supposed to eat that.
5 live piglets and 1 dead pig.
Muhammad's kryptonite. That's his name.
Yeah.
Muhammad's kryptonite here. We're going to be marching through Plano,
We'll
Texas.
call him MC.
Deuce Volt, God's kingdom will be
What's that?
secured.
Muhammad's kryptonite.
Oh,
Jesus Christ
how-
gives us freedom
Alright.
to eat pork. And
Get over here,
look at this
MC.
little guys. How
Right?
could the Muslims hate him here? So God bless America.
They
This
hate
is
you.
what freedom smells like.
And from the airport, I headed over
I
to.
think a baby pig is kind of a cute
The
animal.
pushback is
As they
actually
get big and nasty, no.
Yeah.
biblical.
I mean,
Any
if I-
animal's kind of cute when it's
Muslims.
Right. I can keep a 5. If I can keep
Cuteness terms.
a 5 pound pig.
Yeah.
That'd be a
Protesters. It looks like a guy holding a
a
pig
novelty.
right now.
novelty,
We
right?
got
Yeah.
3 pigs right here. What do you think about Islam here in the United States?
You get some fucking, you get it's conversation.
What do you think about the pigs out
That's it. That's the statement.
here today? Good.
Ah, no. Fuck.
What is happening here in Texas? People are saying the rise of Islam here.
I'm born and raised here in Texas. I've never seen it do this. There's 47 Islamic centers here that have been growing all over North Texas, and they just do not stand for our values. And I just hate to see it.
Yeah.
Damn, wait, this guy was not even like officially part of the protest. He just happened to live there, and he's like, yup.
And what do you think about Islam here in Texas?
There's no place.
Look, this man has a pig right here. Jake Lane.
Hey, America, meet Muhammad.
What's your message to all the Muslims here in the United States?
Go home. Go back to Somalia. This is a Christian country.
Yeah, how?
We do not want the
Well,
ideology
it's offensive
that they're
passive
bringing.
fears.
They're changing the
Offensive
very way of
passive
life
fears.
that we know and love here, Nick. And it
No
cannot
fucking
stand.
way.
Americans are revolting. You see,
Nope, bring it
there's
back.
now maybe 3
Come
or
on.
4 times as many
Come on.
people here. And
Uh-huh.
the Islamic
On your
presence
offense.
is much smaller here in Texas. You saw the way they
Bullshit.
surrounded us and tried to kill us.
Right.
In
I didn't do
Dearborn.
shit.
Okay, I didn't see anyone try to kill
I
you.
got
We're
pushed
like-
out. I got
Wait.
stopped.
Hold up. There were literally cameras. They wouldn't kill you in front of the cameras.
But here in Texas, Jesus is king. This is God's country, and
Couldn't
we will stand
even
against
tackle his
Islamification
ass.
until our very
Oh
last
my
breath.
And what's the purpose of the pigs?
Dude, he shot out
Pigs
from
is
his
a
back.
pure
across the
show.
ball.
It's a demonstration. Bacon represents America. And also in the Bible, Jesus has given us the freedom. Anything that is eaten in the name of the Lord Jesus is made clean. God said, do not call profane what I have made clean. And
That's not even what a
bacon
ball-
and pigs are
dude, that's
representation of
crazy.
That's not who he
America.
was passing
And
it to.
Islam
That's not what
can
the
never
spot was.
coincide with our freedom.
That's what
They
was
would
so
kill me
crazy
in
about
any
it.
majority
The
Muslim
spot was
country
right
for
where we're
simply
going
even
up.
holding a pig, for simply
Where
even
me and him are going up is where the
I
ball
think
was
you're
going.
probably right. They probably would kill
So
him.
he overthrew him, and
Maybe
the
not
other dude
government,
just
probably
went behind
some
him and caught him.
governments, but probably some guys on the side.
Speaking my
Talk
mind
about
on this
what?
topic.
Let's be
And then
real.
I get called pass
We literally
interference.
execute journalists for making fun of Muhammad or for like making
Maybe I did
cartoons
jump
of
for it.
Muhammad. Like, dude,
Maybe
they're
I
pretty
did jump
diabolical
for a
over there,
spot.
and they definitely do. At least the radicals, which is a pretty hefty portion of them, they do want to turn
That's why you go
America
for twos.
into an Islamic country.
We're
They
still
say
legal.
it themselves.
No, it's 42-21.
That's the crazy part. Like they literally
That's how you go
themselves
for
will
2
say,
points.
Let us in.
If I'd have went for that last two and not got it,
Thank you so much.
type shit.
Beautiful hair.
You know what I'm
Also,
saying?
now that we
There's
have the
no
majority,
not got it.
Bullshit,
you have to pay us
I was
taxes.
there's a
and
street
diet.
where I was like 6 in a
and it
row.
keeps
I
happening
didn't get
for some
those. I
reason.
remember
It
that.
keeps happening, and people keep falling for it. And it's honestly a little terrifying. You know,
Sometimes
it
you
starts
get a
off,
street
we
choice
import
usually
them because
because
they're
of
victims of something that happens somewhere in the world that they probably instigated. That happens a lot.
Like you're
And then they show up and then they just yell and they scream at us, you know, in the streets. You know, they organize protests. They're yelling at us. We hate your liberties. We hate your freedoms. We hate your women. We hate your religion. We hate your culture. We hate your God.
We hate.
No, we're not moving back. We are staying in America, and we plan on turning America into a better.
Hey, we heard about this
So,
guy.
you know, we have freedoms here. We're going to exercise them.
Also, you're not allowed to be Islamophobic. Just to be clear, if you're Islamophobic,
all dang
you're bad. Obviously.
offense. This guy gets stuck on this guy the whole time, huh?
Yeah, I get to. I'm at.
And so-
I'm on.
and we have a
RAF, the legend grows, one match at a time. He's got to go right now! Next stop, the biggest names in the world hit Arizona.
A hot and steamy au jus is the king of dips. It enhances the flavor of everything. Roast beef.
Experts who serve in their individual capacities under mandates from the UN Human Rights Council and are not UN staff warned that the alleged acts documented in the Jeffrey Epstein files could amount to some of the gravest crimes under international law. Now, I'm going to show you later on more details on more things that we've got connections with on the Epstein files, Whoopi Goldberg, Oprah Winfrey, some others, but not now. I wanted to read this to you. The reported conduct could amount to sexual slavery, reproductive violence, enforced disappearance, torture, inhumane and degrading treatment, and femicide, according to the experts. So grave is the scale, nature, systematic character, and transnational reach of these atrocities against women and girls that a number of them may reasonably meet the legal threshold of crimes against humanity, they said.
Cleaner, but you're good.
So under international criminal law, crimes against humanity occur when acts happen that are very bad, enforced prostitution, trafficking, persecution, torture, and the worst thing possible, taking of life.
But that's fine. You bold as
And then she posted this from the keyboard, Liz Crokin. Clinton Foundation plus Soros, journalist.
Send a bigger message.
Direct. Africa.
Better message.
SA, maybe that's Saudi Arabia. China, Russia. Hussein. Benghazi. MB, CIA assets, crimes against humanity. Wiener laptop. The Wiener backup on the laptop. Nothing is ever truly deleted. Threats, blackmail, and bribes. Like I said, we're going to get into a lot of this later on. First, we're going to share with you some interesting information that came up from the Potomac. Remember we told you about the rivers yesterday, and also what happened at the Olympics to somebody who can't stand what's happening in our country because it's not going towards her liberal belief system.
Right over his ass.
First, I wanted to show you, amazingly, how many people have been sending their photos in wearing our gear, the And We Know gear. And folks, it's amazing the amount of messages I get there with folks saying, look, somebody walked up to me and said, I happen to listen to this show too, and now they're friends. It's great. Here's more great pictures of patriots wearing our gear.
In Washington, it could be one of the largest environmental disasters ever in this country. A massive cleanup is underway after hundreds of millions of gallons of waste spilled into the Potomac. Tom Costello is on the scene.
The river George Washington, called the nation's river, is tonight off limits and contaminated after a 60-year-old sewage line in Maryland broke open last month, spewing more than 240 million gallons of raw waste into the river. The same river that flows past the Kennedy Center and the Lincoln Memorial and used by boaters, kayakers, high school and college rowing teams.
So you can see some of the toilet paper and the sewage up on the banks there.
Riverkeeper Dean Nalyukes says the stench and environmental environmental damage are staggering, with E. coli levels more than 10,000 times above EPA quality standards at the time of the spill. While slowly coming down, health experts warn no one should be boating, fishing, or even touching the Potomac. Is drinking water at all affected here?
No, from day one, drinking water has never been impacted by this.
But massive boulders that collapsed into the 6-foot-wide pipe are delaying the repairs. Meanwhile, President Trump has blamed Maryland's Democratic Governor Wes Moore for gross mismanagement, while Moore fired back, saying the pipe was federally built and regulated, and the Trump EPA has been slow to respond. The fear now, the Potomac may not be safe for months. You used to swim right here?
I swam right here.
Would you swim in here again?
Not for a while.
DC Water expects to have the immediate repair job done by mid-March, but overhauling the entire line could take at least 9 months. Tom?
There you go. They're covering it. And of course, they had to cover President Trump mentioning the Democrats' failure and make sure they put a plug in for them to say, no, it's not really like what President Trump says it is. You know, NBC, they've got to do that because they've got to cover their bases for their...
Daytona floor jacks and jack stands. Built tough for every lift.
I got one of those.
Only by Harbor Freight.
I think something's wrong with it.
The University of Arizona Global Campus.
Something level, yeah, there's something that's the pump level or something, I don't know. I've looked it up, but I haven't had to find the motivation to pull it out of my car. It's been buried in there for a while. I remember the last time it didn't work for me down in fucking Illinois. I was trying to do my fucking tie rod. I ended up having to buy a fucking little Walmart jack and returned it after I used it.
Real-time insights and guidance built around your goals. See where Whoop can take you.
What? That was
all their lies. So
that was one of those
this
definitely
week,
motivated moments, bro. Went and bought.
She called herself
tools, returned the tool,
but woke, you know
like
what,
6
with a
trips
B.
back and forth.
Then pretended to be oppressed as a queer person.
Harbor Freight didn't possess the open inside.
She would focus more on her sport than trashing the United States and playing the victim
so I had
card.
to go to Home Depot and ultimately get.
We have respect for most of these athletes, says Link Lauren, but Team USA needs to do a better job at vetting who they take with them every 4 years. And I'm showing you on the screen Amber Glenn. She finished 13th place, scoring a 67.39 in short program qualifying, and she is in tears. Let's see, do I have the video of that? I do, right here. There's the tears. Breaking down. She says she's taking a break from social media, and if you're looking at her screen, she's all about the transgender flag, Team USA, and didn't put the American flag. She put the transgender flag, and then she also reposted somebody who said a gay man and a blonde are capable of things that even God can't imagine. So mocking God, and I believe our God, even though she put lower G, we know who she's talking about and who she's directing that to when she reposts somebody saying that. And a reminder for those,
Diggs is out.
when she said they hate to see two woke, you know what, winning. If woke means people who use their platforms to advocate for marginalized communities in the country that they are actively representing, then yeah, sure. So check this out. Remember, a reminder of what she said.
It's been a hard time for the community overall under this administration. It isn't the first time that we've had to come together as a community and try and fight for our human rights.
Fight for human rights. I don't remember President Trump putting down their community at all. Somehow they're using this platform to use it to go after President Trump. And she needs prayer. Hopefully somebody will reach out to her and share with her the truth, and maybe her life will change. But I tell you what, when all you're focusing on is your pronouns and your LGBT, this, that, and the other, instead of focusing on what you're supposed to be doing out there is skating, I think things like that can happen where you end up in 13th place. I wanted to show you a senior staffer at Kent State All about DEI and the efforts to ban DEI are keeping the white man in power.
One thing I could say about Kent State University and our teacher ed program, they're all about diversity, equity, and inclusion. Their thing is anti-higher education, anti-public education. So that's what they're trying to come. They want to keep the white men in power, and they want to come and try to overtake public trust.
Yeah, I know.
I'm walking away from you. You told our investigators it's all about keeping the white man in power and the white man wants to take over education. Is that true?
Accuracy in media. Oh boy, undercover. Busted. And of course, you notice in the background what flag is on that desk. What else do we have going on in this world of immoral attitudes? Well, gotta hand it to Pramila Jayapal, stating that conservatives are jealous of trans people.
To trans people everywhere. I also want you to know this. Those people are threatened by your strength,
You gotta fight for every
by
inch.
your joy in being fully who you are. Those who fight against trans people are just jealous of the freedom that they have taken to be fully who they are. And so
Night.
those
Yeah.
people just want to destroy that rather than imagine what it would be like to be fully who they are. Wise words from our young people. So
Yeah.
today, the Trans Bill of Rights makes those freedoms we all deserve as clear as the paper they are written on. And we intend to continue this fight until we win this fight.
Continue the fight. Who's fighting? All we're trying to do, folks, if you're listening to all of this rhetoric, we talk about, they're threatened by your joy and your strength. Well, we've got joy and strength because we're not trying to tell people that we have deranged minds and we think that we're in the wrong
I'm
bodies.
expecting him to roll to to keep rolling.
We're not
He stands
pumping
there, so
our
I'm like,
minds full
all
of all
right,
types
fuck
of
it,
drugs
dude.
to
We're
convince
fucking
us
winning
that
anyway. I'm just gonna fucking throw
we
it.
have to be somebody different than who God
Go
created us to
through,
be.
go through three fucking
Bounces off
jars.
the other guys.
And they claimed that we want to destroy them.
When they don't even
See
show
that
it, they
word?
just show the
Just want to
reception.
destroy transgenders.
Baby AI wants to be on your team now because big bitch AI.
So they want a Bill of Rights. Trans Bill of Rights.
I'm following this
To have
way
the
because I'm
freedom
expecting this
to
dude
be who
to
we
keep
are.
going.
You guys already have the freedom. What they don't understand is they're trying to get support for them because they have mental illness.
So it's been what? A week since a trans teenager shot up a school full of
what
children in
happened?
Canada? And now we've got a gender-deluded man in a dress
And
gunning
then
down his
back in-
family
and
at
off
a
his
high school
hands.
hockey game in Rhode
My
Island.
hands.
Honestly, at this point, what is there
Baby
even
AI.
left to say?
Baby
This is
AI
what,
wanna be on
the
your
dozenth
team now.
trans-related
'Cause
shooting
big
we've
bitch
had
AI
in a
loses.
year? And it shouldn't surprise us, more than 70% of people with gender dysphoria also have another mental health diagnosis. Studies have shown that people with gender dysphoria have much higher rates of psychosis and schizophrenia. And yet our society and our medical community continues to refuse to treat gender dysphoria